So you're good to go.
Ready to start. Hi, everybody. So good to see so many of you. I mean, if you're like me and you're stuck at home with children and pets and feeling a little stir crazy, I love seeing your faces. Tonight, we have a really great topic. It's something that I am passionate about. And I want to tell you how I first became aware just of cleaning products in general in my life and how important it was to pick the right ones. I remember it was about 25 years ago when my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I remember we were sitting with the oncologist, and the oncologist said, "Hey, Sharon, I need you to be very careful what you use when you're cleaning your house." And I tilted my head a little like, what is he talking about? And he said, "Yeah, you know, your skin's your largest organ. You already have an immune system is with cancer. So you have to wear super thick gloves and make sure you wear a mask so you don't breathe any of those fumes." And I tilted my head again and I said, "Why do you wait to tell her this when she has cancer? Like, why isn't this warnings everywhere?" So this topic is very, very important to me because I understand the role of environmental toxins. I've spent a lifetime studying it now, over 20 years, about how environmental toxins affect our health and wellness. 2010, and I was reading it was called the President's Cancer Panel. And they were talking about the true burden of environmentally induced cancers had been totally underestimated, and that there were over 80,000 different chemicals on the market, which are used by millions of Americans in their daily life, and they're understudied, largely unregulated, and exposure to those environmental carcinogens is very widespread. So I really want you to think for a minute. The atomic bomb, what survived? When we look back and we look at radiation from the bomb in Hiroshima, two things survived. Did anyone know? It's the cockroach and the ant. So I want you to ask yourself, as millions of Americans have toxic chemicals in their homes, what's under your sink? The atomic bomb didn't kill them. I mean, maybe a direct missile would, of course, but raid kills bugs dead. What is under your sink? And I want you to know that the average household contains about 62 toxic chemicals. That's what environmental experts say, and that we're exposed to them routinely. And what happens is the ingredients in these common household products have been linked to asthma and cancer and reproductive disorders and hormone disruption and neurotoxicities. And manufacturers like to argue that in small amounts, these toxic ingredients aren't likely to be a problem. But when we're exposed to them routinely every day, and we don't have the sun and the wind and the rain to break them down in our homes, they can create what's called a toxic burden. That's chronic exposure. That's the number of chemicals stored in the tissue at any given time. So know this, there is an average of 84,000 industrial chemicals used in household cleaning products. Only about 200 have been tested by the FDA. Only 5 are regulated by the FDA. And the last time federal chemical safety law was updated was 1976. I was born, but I was young. Just saying. Anyway, that was a long time ago, right? For any of us who were alive in the 70s, we know how long that was. That was a long time ago. So today, when we look at ARCs and we look at the world of 360-degree health, we want you to be healthy on the inside and healthy on the outside, and we want you to live your best life ever with a great business model, a wonder, especially in now, right? What's happening, and like, thank goodness for our business model when so many people are out of jobs, you know, with an amazing business model and products that make a difference in people's life. So tonight, we're here to talk about the newest product. Now, before I go any further, I want to introduce my co-host. I'd like to introduce James. James, you there?
Here. How are you?
James, you're in Florida, right?
Yes.
Yes. Hi. Well, I want you to know that James has been in this business for over 10 years. He has worked in this disinfectant sanitizer product development for a long time, right? And he has also worked with compliance and regulatory with the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, and different various international public health agencies. And the reality is, with James's work, he's furthering the goal to get life-changing products into the hands of millions of people who deserve them and don't want to have that toxic exposure to what so many people have every day. And James, before you go any further, I know that you guys initially started this because of, I think it was asthma. Is that true?
Yeah, well, we designed this. We came from an asthma and allergy background. We were looking to treat environmental controls for that. And it was a really neat way that we were going about just denaturing those protein structures. And from there, with all of our other products, we kind of use the Hippocratic Oath as first do no harm. So we designed this product to have the lowest toxicity category, what's most important to us, our families, and the people we care about, to make it safe as possible, but also as effective as possible.
I love that. You're using that oath in the cleaning products. You are man after my own heart. That is beautifully said. Okay, so let's take a look at tonight's product we're talking about. It's our newest in the Puritii line, and the Puritii line is pure water, pure air. Now we're into pure home, and this is called our Puritii Home Detox. And when you're looking at how to choose a household cleaner, or why we decided to introduce this specific product into this line, is because we want it to be effective, right? We really want this to work. We don't want you to be wasting your money. We want it to be safe for humans, and we want it to be safe for the environment. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How this works, why it's unique, and how it is the one cleaner you need in your home. Okay, one-step cleaning. How is this even possible? How can one product work on mildew and allergens and odors and mold and germs, bacteria and viruses? I mean, that's a lot out of one little bottle. And when you move forward and look at this even more, it's approved as a hospital-grade disinfectant. So tell me, James, a little bit about NSF. How does it work? Third-party validation. How did we even get this? How did we get this for this product?
Right. Well, part of being in a regulated industry where you make public health claims is you don't get to have any leeway with marketing. Everything that we've done has been tested and validated by third parties and then sent into different government agencies for review and either approval or rejection. So this is kind of where I spend the majority of my time, is adding unique claims to our chemistry. EPA is for the environment. The NSF is another third party that deals with mostly food contact surfaces. So we also have that rating for a no rinse required for food contact.
And for those of you who are used to hearing me talk about our supplements and how we have worked with some of these organizations as well, and I'm sure James will validate this, these organizations are not friendly. They don't just give their check of approval easily, do they, James?
No, but I have nothing but a deep respect for it, because they have our best interest in mind as well. It's a hard process, right? But they do good work. It just doesn't move as fast as we would like sometimes.
It is a process, and it's a very thorough process, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because they know that if we're going to make these claims like no rinse required, and they've validated that that's a claim we can make, can they be liable as we could be if that somehow is not true?
Well, yes. The scientific community comes up with these criteria that allow for certain claims. So these are vetted to the fullest. There's no ambiguity here. It is that. These are the criteria. We meet that criteria. That's how we're allowed to make these claims.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about how the EPA categorizes disinfectants, right? And that there's a hospital grade, it's a general, and a limited use grade. And so, and we talked a little bit about what you went through, but why did you even want it to be a hospital grade disinfectant approved by the EPA?
Well, we thought that that gave us the most use. It showed that this is something that is serious enough to take care of the most challenging problems in healthcare. That was the barometer that we were looking for, and we'll continue to keep increasing this as well.
That's awesome and good for all of us on the call tonight. So these are just the few that I want to point out here tonight. Just a few of what, as far as virus is concerned, bacteria and virus, that Puritii Home Detox can really destroy. And this is proven by test results. And when you look here at just some of the test results, how it killed the virus, you can see the long list. Now, James, would you like to add anything to this?
Sure. Well, we also do meet the CDC criteria and the EPA criteria for the current immediate problem that all of us are facing right now for the COVID-19. So this efficacy chart, we're always going to be playing catch up to viruses and bacteria mutating. So that's how you don't get to directly test against that. But this data that we've already compiled allows us to show that we could be used for that use.
Now, I don't know if you all heard that, but I want you to know that what James just said, I'm going to say it one more time. Against the situation we're in right now, the virus that's threatening us right now, James, you went through the testing, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we fit the criteria for that. So this testing that we've done shows that we can be used against that. That is a controlled substance. So nobody is allowed to test against that currently. You can't go to a lab. They're not going to give you COVID like they wouldn't give you anthrax. So this is the viral hierarchy. So you have these other coronaviruses. So with those viruses, they say you kill like viruses, you meet the criteria currently from the CDC and the EPA to be used against COVID-19.
And we're going to get to that because we're actually going to break down exactly how it works on the cell structure in just a second. So I want you to know that there's also all your household cleaners. If you turn them around and you look on these cleaners, you will see that there's a categorization within household cleaning, whether it's for your bathroom, your kitchen, or whatever. And there's 4 levels. Level 1, which is your highest toxicity level, danger. You should be wearing a respirator, protective gear. Lots of people have these chemicals in their homes and wear no protective gear. Level 2, moderate, warning label has to be shown. Level 3, light toxicity, warning label still has to be shown, and that shows up as caution. And then there's level 4. So, James, we're in level 4, aren't we?
Yes, that's the lowest toxicity rating you can get. So no PPE is required when you're using this. No gloves, no mask, no gown, nothing, no goggles. It used to be termed generally regarded as safe, but they since changed that now to the numerical system. So yeah, we're proud of that.
Now, when you think to yourself, like, no personal protection needed at level 4, is there really personal protection needed on products like Clorox products and other things like that? You'd be shocked. Turn around what you have in your home and look for the danger, warning, and caution. And if you see those warning symbols, know that they're there for a reason. And inhalation is a really fast way to poison your body because you breathe it in, it goes into your lungs, right into your bloodstream. So I used to do a talk for many years called Rub It Up Dub. There's cancer in your tub, and what are the chemicals in your home and how are they destroying your body? Know that your children are more susceptible. So you want to look at your household chemicals and cleaners, things that you wash your clothes with, that you clean your house with, and they should always be without a warning label on your level 4. That's how you keep you and your family safe, because we don't have the fresh air, the sun, the rain to break down those chemicals in your home. You just don't. So they build up and it's constant exposure. So remember, level 4 is what you want, even when it comes to your laundry soap, folks. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how this kills virus and bacteria. What's the actual science? How does it work, this really, truly amazing product? So, James, walk us through how it kills the virus.
Sure. Well, this kind of goes back to what's in our product. So the stabilized chlorine dioxide is really the horsepower, and we also have some other additional components in there, a couple food grade quaternary amines and some surfactants. So for viruses, we have this attraction to the RNA and DNA strands and those sulfur bonds we were talking about, and it's really selective in how it works, opposed to other oxidizers. I'm sure you mentioned bleach. It's an oxidizer, the most commonly used one in the world. You can't use that on all surfaces. You're going to damage them or destroy them. With this oxidizer, we're selective in that and not damaging the surfaces as well that we're trying to kill the viruses on.
That's awesome. Okay, and what about bacteria? How does it work on bacteria?
Similar, the cell penetration, getting through the bacterial shell is a little bit harder, and that's where some of the surfactants and the quaternary amines assist in that. So it's this combination that we've kind of changed or upgraded this technology by putting a lot of cofactors together that makes it effective on bacteria as well.
And I don't know if a lot of you heard what James said, but they use stabilized chlorine dioxide. We use stabilized chlorine dioxide and then food grade ingredients. So that is why we have a level 4 by the EPA, which is quite a process to go through. And not only are we trying to protect you and your family, but we want to protect the environment as well. So James, what would you say about this as far as environmental friendliness?
Yeah, well, compared to a lot of products, great profile, not producing byproduct that when you use it, a lot of things have these unintended consequences. So you use these products to get one job done, but sometimes you end up with, downline or downstream things that are worse than what you're trying to solve. 100% biodegradable surfactants in solution. The chlorine dioxide breaks down to basically like a table salt. So it's about as good as you can get in that term.
Another thing that makes our product just so unique is the fact that it works on all surfaces, right? And maybe our listeners who are with us tonight don't really understand how unique that is. The fact that it works on hard, soft, and porous surfaces, all within one cleaner. Tell me how unique that is.
Yeah, well, validating all this data as well is the really unique part. We were one of the very first products to have a carpet sanitizing claim in the marketplace. Additional soft surfaces on top of that. We could go to HVAC treatments and things that are really kind of unheard of for disinfectant and sanitizing products. So it really brings value to it to have all these different touches as opposed to just maybe one specific use. So as you highlighted in the previous slides, you have the odor control issues as well. That's a big part of it when you're dealing with bacterial growth and things like that. That's kind of the first sign. So yeah, being able to have versatility, very, very unique, very valuable.
And talking about versatility, it's like we practiced this, but we didn't because you didn't know the next slide. It is a product that offers 7 solutions. I mean, it disinfects as it cleans. It kills mold and mildew. And I don't know about you. If any of you have tried to kill mold and mildew with products that are on the market, regularly available at your Target and Walmart and so forth, those are strong, toxic products. Eliminates odors, gets rid of allergens, soft surface sanitizer, and hard, right? Food contact, no rinse required. I mean, James, what does that mean? No rinse required, food contact surface sanitizer. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure. Well, that's kind of like, as you were highlighting before, you got to read the labels. Most people don't do that. So you kind of use things incorrectly. You're supposed to come back and wash a disinfectant off. So imagine you're in your kitchen, you clean your tabletops, you clean your cutting boards, you spray your Lysol on it. Technically, you're supposed to go back and rinse that off. So there isn't a residue left. With our product, we meet the criteria for no rinse, so you just allow it to air dry.
They don't read their products. I tell people all the time, like, read what's under your sink. Read what you're washing your clothes with. Read these things, and most people don't. And they're spraying these chemicals on their counters, on their tables where their kids leave food, touch it with their bare hands. And then those, parts of those chemicals end up touching their body, their skin, and in their body, and those are dangerous. So when you look at this list, it is literally a product that can do most of what all your other products are doing. And we have several people, some of you might recognize, that are on the phone tonight. They're going to tell us a little bit about their use of it. I think we have Jeff Yates, one of my partners and co-founder, on this call. Jeff, are you there?
I'm here, Deanna.
No, Jeff, you are totally COVID ready. Tell us, I know you were given this product and you've been using this product. I need to hear from you. What do you think about our newest product?
Okay, first, I need to tell you 2 things about me. One, when I was a kid, I had severe allergies, and I got pneumonia 3 times, and it compromised my lungs. And so I've been super nervous about this whole pandemic because it's dangerous to me, right? Second thing is, I love ice cream. I eat ice cream every day. In fact, I think I've had more ice cream cones than most people in their life. And it's probably half my ice cream I'm wearing on my belly, the other half my ice cream cones I'm wearing on my butt. But I'll tell you, I am not a germaphobe, notwithstanding my risk. If I lost an ice cream cone on the ground, I guarantee I would scoop it up and I would eat that ice cream cone. But today, with what's going on, I will watch it melt, right? Because I've got this. I'm not worried about it anymore, and so I've been using big bottles. I've been using medium bottles. I've been using small bottles, and look what I got. I found this at the store, and I take one of these in every single one of my cars. And when I'm at the grocery store, I spray it on the cart. I spray it on my hands. I spray it on my face. And I go like this because I want to make sure that I got nothing going on. And when I come home, I spray it on my groceries. When we go to the drive-thru, and of course, like the ice cream store, I'm not kidding. I spray it on my cup because somebody else has been touching my stuff. I spray this on everything. I take it everywhere I go. I've given it to my family. Everybody's got their spray bottle, and I keep this one in my pocket. I use it everywhere in my house. I use it to clean my house.
Jeff, I love you. I don't love your ice cream habit, okay? I don't, I will admit. But you know what? Jeff is like me. I'm doing the same darn thing. I have a bottle that sits outside, any Amazon package. I'm sorry, I'm taking care of my family. I spray the thing down. I spray my door handles. I spray everything.
Everything.
Like, everything with this.
So, Deanna?
Yes.
Can I spray it on my toothbrush?
No.
Oh.
No, Jeff, we know what we're supposed to use it for. Don't do that. He's joking. That's a joke. That was a joke. Okay, so I also know, and Jeff, thanks so much for sharing with us, that we have another one of my partners on the phone, Mark Wilson, and I'll never forget a time that Mark used this, and when we were first looking at it, and what he said about it. Mark, are you there?
I'm here. How you doing, everybody?
Hey.
Well, I'll tell you what. Jeff is always the comedian. I love it, but actually I think he's serious about that, especially the ice cream fetish. So anyway, we've had the privilege of using this, and I actually have a fogger. It's called the Fogmaster Junior. I bought it a couple years ago. This is an amazing product when you put it in your fogger. I've actually taken mattresses after, every so often we'll fog the mattress, the pillows, we fog rooms. I've even had some friends that have bought cars. My son-in-law, and actually Cameron I was telling him about this in Europe the other day. because he bought a car that was somebody had smoked in a bunch, and then they were selling it really cheap because it had this smoke smell. We sprayed it, and I'm telling you, it goes away. Stinky shoes. I've got a son-in-law that's got the worst stinky shoes on the planet. You spray it in the shoes. I'm telling you, it is like a miracle. I've had examples of ammonia on your hands or onions and things, and you spray it. The odor goes away. Okay, we love the fact that it disinfects and it's safe and it's easy to use everywhere. And I carry the little bottles around as well in the cars. But the amazing thing to me is how well it kills odors. It is unbelievable how it just destroys odors and mold and mildew. And it is amazing. We spray it in the showers. It's crazy how good it is. And you would think there's just no way one thing can do this good. But it really works. And I'm telling you, we use it and we wouldn't go a day without it.
Thanks, Mark. You reminded me to ask James of something. James, what do you think is the best way to demo its odor killing ability?
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah. Typically, we would use, we did a lot of work with the Carpet and Rug Institute on pet stain odors. So we were using ammonia as a surrogate. So if you spray a little bit of regular unscented ammonia and then you spray this product on it, it's gone right away. You could use the other demos he talked about as onions as well. Works great. So yeah, odor, it's really hard to quantify microbial activity and, hey, did I kill these viruses? You can't see it. But odor by far, hands down, everybody can relate to. Perfect.
So I know that virus is the topic of the evening, right? It's the topic of the moment worldwide. And this thing, it does it, right? This is how you kill it. But I want you all to know that even when all this is over and done, this is the cleaner you want in your home. This is it. Because of what it can do for anyone who has pets, anyone who has stinky teenagers, and it is demonstratable, everybody. So let's go through, where can you use it? You can use it on your floors and your shoes and your carpet and your bathroom, and you can use it on, remember, it is very unique, hard and soft surfaces and porous surfaces. James, should someone test a little bit on certain fabrics? Give us a little bit of feedback on how to use it on fabrics that we care about, like a couch or something like that.
Well, sure, yeah. We always suggest test for color fastness. Anything that you would think of as dry clean only, for sure, do that. I think you could look towards some organic dyes or maybe some wools to test on color fastness as well. But the majority are synthetics, no issues there at all. So yeah, we do suggest a test for color fastness.
Now, James said something earlier tonight that I really want to bring up because I saw it in many articles sent to me from people in China. So often with harsh chemicals, people are getting rid of one problem, but they're causing another. So you use a harsh chemical to kill mold, but you caused a respiratory issue for yourself. And there was article after article of people spraying themselves down with alcohol and causing issues, using too much bleach in the home and causing respiratory distress. So what we don't want you to do is get rid of one problem to cause another. That's where this product is prime right now and also for later, because with our Puritii tagline, nothing means everything. It's for your personal items, for your play areas. James, wasn't it used to spray around some U.S. schools against influenza? Is this true?
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. We've been the product of choice to kind of stop those issues. When it gets to a critical mass, we'll come in and use the foggers that we was talking about, hit everything up, get the kids back in sooner. So yeah, no, we've been using this daycares, large school districts, safe for children's toys as well, the mouthing issues that you have to look about for other products. So yeah, no doubt.
So if I have young children and I went in their rooms and I sprayed down their toys in their room, how soon could I let them go in there and play?
In 10 minutes. Yeah. 10 minutes.
Done. Ready to go, and you don't have to worry about rinsing it off. I'm telling you, parents, I implore you to understand that children are a very great risk for environmental toxins. It builds up in the system because they're smaller, they're closer to the ground, they have more exposure. I implore you as parents to know that this is the option you should be using for the safety of you and your children. Where else? Your kitchen, your trash can, your refrigerator, your cutting boards. And when we get back to traveling, your airplane seats. This is where you're going to take it along with you and be able to utilize it everywhere you go. Now, James, if I had to say, what is one last thing that you tell, we maxed out our room tonight, our Zoom room with everybody on this call tonight. What is you've been around this product longer than any of us, and we're so lucky to partner with you now and be a part of RX. What would you say? What would you leave everybody with?
Right now, it's a challenging time, and I think we're really fortunate to be where we are and have these type of opportunities. So I appreciate everybody for being here. But I think you have to look at safety first, and you have to take your personal health as the primary consideration there, and what you can do to protect yourself, because that is your responsibility, nobody else's, and giving people the best tools to be able to do that now.
Couldn't have said that better. Thank you very much. And I really thank you for being here tonight. And for those of you who are on the call who are not familiar with RX or our products, know that we have a full system where nothing means everything. I call it the BIT system: breathe, intake, and home detox, clean air, clean water, and now safe, clean sanitizer, detoxer for your home. Especially as parents, and those of you who love and care about your pets, they are even at high risk as well. I want you to remember that there's 85,000 products on the market today, and they are not regulated. Go look for the warning, caution, danger. Ditch those products and bring in our Puritii products, knowing that you're doing something right for your family. And I want to end with this, because you see, it is normal to be sick, but it is not natural. The survival of every insect, animal, bird, fish, planet, germ, bacteria depends entirely on its environment. Disease is never acquired. It is always created. It's a natural result obtained from an unnatural lifestyle. So look at those products in your home that's creating an unnatural lifestyle for you, your family, your pets, the people you care about, and get rid of them. Because it's going to make your body happy. It's going to make your kids' body happy. It's going to make your lungs happy. It's going to make your house friendlier, and you're going to reduce your toxic load. So, James, thanks again. We love that we're partnering with you. It's a very exciting time to partner with you. And you and I are getting good at this. We just did it for China too. So thanks for being our guest again.